The man who warned the future. The George Orwell story. In a world drowning in noise, where truth is often silenced, there was one man, one voice, who dared to speak louder than the lies. His words weren't just stories. They were warnings. They were revelations. They were prophecy. This is the story of George Orwell, the man who wrote the future so we could save it. Early life. George Orwell was born Eric Arthur Blair in 1903 in British-ruled India. A child of the empire, but never its servant. He moved to England for school, but life was far from easy. He saw classism firsthand. He lived in between worlds, too poor for the rich, too educated for the poor. That discomfort, it became his lens to see what others ignored. Later, he joined the police in colonial Burma, but left, disgusted by the cruelty of power. And then, he disappeared from comfort. Why? To live among the broken, to understand the oppressed, to feel the hunger. He worked as a dishwasher. He begged. He wandered. Not because he had to, but because he wanted to know the truth about the world the powerful refused to see, the awakening. What Orwell saw during those years changed him forever. He realized that poverty isn't just an economic issue, it's a tool of control. He watched governments twist truth. He saw how language was used not to express, but to suppress. In the Spanish Civil War, he fought against fascism, not for glory but for justice. A sniper's bullet pierced his throat, but it couldn't silence his voice. What hurt him more than war dying was how the media lied about it. He saw propaganda not as ink on paper, but as poison to minds. And so he picked up his most powerful weapon, the pen. Animal Farm, 1984. In 1945, Orwell released Animal Farm, a fairy tale? No, a brutal truth wrapped in satire. All animals are equal, but some animals are more equal than others. He exposed how revolutions can be hijacked by the very tyrants they sought to overthrow. How power corrupts? Absolutely. But he wasn't done. In 1949, as his lungs were collapsing from tuberculosis, he gave the world one last warning. 1984. A world of constant surveillance, fake news, thought control. A society where truth is rewritten and history is erased. Sound familiar? He called it fiction, but time revealed it was a mirror. The legacy. George Orwell died at just 46, but his words, they outlived him. They became fire. They became fuel. They became freedom. Today, his books are read in over 70 languages. His name is a warning, Orwellian, used when freedom is under threat. But beyond the politics, Orwell's legacy is this. In a time of deceit, telling the truth is a revolutionary act. He taught us that truth has a cost, but silence has a price. In today's world, where voices are censored, facts are debated, and freedom feels fragile, Orwell reminds us, question everything. Stand for truth. Use your voice, even if it shakes. Because someone, somewhere, is still trying to rewrite the truth. And someone like you must stop them. This is not just a story from the past. It is a call to courage for the present. George Orwell didn't just write books. He wrote a legacy. He wrote for us. If this story inspired you, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Hit like, subscribe, and tell us in the comments, what truth are you standing for today? Orwell, truth, inspiration.